day after the European Union's climate service said that 2023 is on track to be the Earth's hottest year on record, a new U.S. study out today says Earth just had its hottest 12-month stretch on record. According to the report from Climate Central, the planet ran nearly 2.5 degrees Fahrenheit above average from November of 22 through last month. They say 90% of people worldwide and 49% in the U.S. experienced at least 10 days of temperatures very strongly influenced by climate change. And heat waves aren't the only concern, thanks to carbon pollution. Costly and deadly wildfires and droughts, along with extreme weather, also took a toll on the population across the globe. This is really kind of a shocking stat, and so we wanted to spend a little time together here with Chris and Adam to break this down.
Yeah, fascinating and kind of shocking, too, especially whenever you look at some of the other numbers that these groups have looked at in terms of number of disasters. One of the groups, they were only able to hone in on 15 to really include in this report, but there were more than 150 weather extremes or climate extremes that happen all around the world that really got their attention. And so whenever you think of that and the tens of thousands of people that were impacted, either fatally or just displaced because of the drought or the extremes, it's really shocking. So to kind of put those numbers in perspective around home here, you maybe thought that this past 12-month stretch wasn't that impressive. I mean, around the Twin Cities, we were about 1.5 degrees above average. Across the state, we're about 1.3 degrees Fahrenheit above average, and across the country, a little more than 1 degree above average. But you have to look at the whole picture, right? This is across the entire globe. So let's zoom out a little bit more and kind of take a look at the rest of the country and notice, especially along the Gulf Coast, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida. It was the warmest November to October stretch for those locations, and all across the east you can see it was well above normal. So certainly whenever you take a look at the bigger picture here across the U.S., it was notable.
And whenever we see these, I always have to remind viewers that we are but a map dot out here, because people are like, well, it wasn't that hot here. And just like we were talking about, we have to expand it out even farther. And what's nice is Climate Central has a CSI. It's not the crime scene investigation that we're so familiar with on TV shows. It is a great show. It's their Climate Shift Index. And to break it down, it talks about the influence of climate change on temperatures across the globe. So a CSI of 3 or higher, that's a bad thing. It indicates a very strong influence from climate change. In the past 12 months, 90% of people, that's 9 out of 10 worldwide, and almost half the people here in the United States experienced at least 10 days at a CSI of 3 or more. And 1 in 4 people on Earth faced extreme, persistent, or dangerous heat waves driven by carbon pollution.
Chris, we were talking about this earlier, how the equatorial areas are just lit up in red there, but so is part of Canada.
Which is interesting, because we're starting to get these influences right here in our backyard. We've been dealing with drought, obviously. We'll show a map again coming up in weather. But the wildfire smoke, and we always talk about heat as being the leading cause of death when it comes to weather. That's not a good sign when we're trending hotter. And with El Nino, something we've been talking about a lot, and what we can expect this coming winter, that trend is going to continue warmer with the next report.
Yeah, so El Nino years in general have some of the hottest temperatures, global averages around the region. And so that El Nino effect is kind of like a turbocharger on what's already going on because of us burning fossil fuels. So this all seems pretty bleak, I know, and I think we share that feeling from time to time. But
it's anxiety-inducing.
It is. But it's not hopeless, and we have to keep this in mind. We're at a crossroads, but it's not too late, according to this scientist.
It is in reach if we want it to be in reach. We know what we need to do to stop burning fossil fuels. We have the technologies, we have the know-how, but at the moment, we don't do it.
So that's Dr. Freddie Otto from the Grantham Institute for Climate Change and the Environment. And we are going to need to get our act together as humanity here, but there is still time.
And the fact that we know the solutions, we know what's causing these problems, we got to stop debating and start moving and putting these things into action. And tomorrow we're going to do another story with another report that also came out saying a lot of these same things, that, hey, we're in a dire situation right now. I talked to Dr. Jillian Gregg. She's one of the authors of this recent paper, and she also says that, hey, it's not too late. So we're going to take a look at that report, some of the the items that they were monitoring that kind of highlighted their attention and saying, hey, this is really bad, and kind of also go into some of the things that we can also do as individuals to kind of make moves in the right direction.
So next weather here, it's all about the next few hours, the next few days, the next few weeks, but also the next few decades, because that's just as important.